Okay. We'll wait another minute or two before we get started. I'll talk about this a little bit more towards the end of class, but I think next week we're going to work on really on visiting a doctor.
Oh,
So
you? Oh,
no, so that
Oh.
as a class, so that you know what to say, you can know what the doctor is asking you. So instead of working in the book next week, we'll go outside the book. So I'll send the material later on for that, and then after that we can go back to the book. Before we start, Joseph put together a lead-in video for the classes. So can you show that video, Joe? I have it on my phone, so I can't really show it. All right, so let's start. So I was actually talking to Helen, but we'll start with you. How are you, and what did you do today? You said battery is out of power. The term we use, the batteries were dead.
说没电了就说 battery is dead 我 dead
Its battery was dead 死了，说的电池死了
Yes. It's kind of, yeah. And how are you?
good. How are you?
I'm good. What did you do today?
I went to a friend's vegetable garden with my husband in the morning. In the afternoon, my husband and I went shopping again.
Okay. Where did you go shopping?
Do you know in a red, white, and blue store? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Yeah. The store name is red, white, and blue soft store. THRIFT.
Thrift.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. That goes back to our TH sound. So thrift. That's better. Thrift. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if anyone shops thrift stores, but you can get some really good stuff there.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very, very cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is cheap. Yeah.
Yeah. My oldest son likes to shop there. All right. Sunny, how are you?
Sorry. Yeah. Good. How are you?
I'm good. What did you do today?
Today is busy.
Okay.
First, I went to work. Then I picked my mother to saw doctor. Final went to back and made dinner for mom.
Okay. All right. Li Fang, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
And thank you. Zoe, how are you?
Hi, good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. You actually have a lot of light behind you, so sometimes it makes your face look very dark. You have like a window right behind you. Shimei?
What?
I was saying that Zoe has a window behind her, so sometimes her face goes really dark. That's better. Okay. So how are you?
Fine. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. And what did you do today?
Today, my family and I moved to Pittsburgh. We live at 10 o'clock a.m. And read 1 p.m. We are tired. We all are tired.
Yeah. Okay. And Francis, how are you?
I'm happy today.
Why are you happy
Thank you.
today?
I think at least the 2 things happened made me happy.
Okay. So what 2 things happened?
The first thing is about 10 a.m. I have an appointment with my 2 friends
Okay.
on Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah.
And?
Another thing is about is related to my granddaughter.
Okay.
After I was taking a nap, I read fairy tales.
Oh, okay.
Yes, with my granddaughter.
Yeah.
I wonder to know if she read me carefully. So I made some mistake intentionally. She always pointed the mistakes immediately.
Good.
So I felt a little bit comforted.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you know she's listening to you. That's good.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just a little review of what we did last week. If you remember, we were looking at, and that's why I asked Li Fang if it was AM or PM, but that's not what I want. We were looking at this in time and just going to my whiteboard for a moment. A couple of things that we kind of missed. So we did have, it's a 6:45.
It's 6:45.
Same, it's a 7:15. I think the book said it's 7:15. Some people say 7:15. It's the same. This one here, it's a 7:15. People will use that if you know what time it is. Like our class starts at 7. So if you asked me what time it was, I could say to you, it's a 7:15 because we know it starts at 7. So sometimes you don't need to put the time. So people may say this to you, it's a 7:15. And the other one, it's 7:30. So don't know why I did that. Okay. Before we go to let me go to the book first and then, just a review. Helen, what time is it?
So,
You want me to make that bigger? Let me make that a little bit bigger. Okay. What time is it? Oh, you answered at 7 o'clock. Okay. Sorry. Sonny, what time is it?
It's 12.
Okay.
No, it's noon.
How do you know it's noon?
It's midnight. It could be midnight.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe noon. I mean, okay. Li Fang, what time is it?
椰齿，这个第二个
这个
哦，椰齿 half past 3.
Good. Good. Zoe, what time is it?
It's 11:45.
Where am I? Okay, there you are. Sorry, I got lost. And Francis, what time is it?
It's 2:30. Oh, no. It's 9:15.
Good. And Joseph, what time is it?
It's 10:13.
Yeah.
10:13.
30.
Right. Again, with the pronunciation with the T, we want 30.
30.
Yeah.
Yes, 30.
Okay. Before we go to these activities, I want to stop because I forgot to ask something. Let me go back to this here. I have a friend in China, and she lives in Shanghai, and her family is from I hope I get this right, Shaoxing. So where the wine comes from. So
绍兴
okay, and we were talking the other day, we were texting each other the other day, and she told me that there is a typhoon.
Yes.
So does anybody have family in that area? In what we would call it Hangzhou Bay. Anyone have family in that area? Like I said, my friend is there. Her family's there. She's got a brother and sister in Shanghai, and her mom is in Shaoxing. And it was supposed to be a bad storm, so I was just okay. All right, let me go back to the book then. These are different things that we do, people do. This I don't know if anybody does this anymore, but it's iron a shirt.
Iron a shirt.
Iron a shirt.
熨衬衫
Does anybody do that?
I think people still do, right?
I don't.
You just go out, you just send it to the laundry place.
No, I wash it, I hang it outside, and it's fine to wear.
So the shirt is you don't need iron.
Most of them, no. Most of them are what they call permanent press.
Oh,
Okay. Anyway, Helen, do you iron shirts or anything?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. All right. What about
I
you,
do.
Sunny?
Sometimes.
Okay. Shimei, do you iron?
sometimes very rare occasion.
Okay. Li Fang, do you iron?
哪一个？
Do you wear a shirt? 你熨不熨衣服？
No.
Okay. she was very definite about that one. Joseph,
yes.
do you or your wife iron clothes?
Yes, I iron a shirt. I do. Yes,
Okay.
I do.
All right. Francis, do you iron?
I rarely iron a shirt.
Okay. And what about you, Zoe?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't even think I own an iron anymore, but all right. So anyway, we have iron a shirt, get dressed, brush your teeth, wash your face, start work, have lunch, finish work, leave work, clear the table, do the dishes or wash the dishes. This says UK. People here use that expression too. I have to wash the dishes, walk the dog, and go to bed. So let's ignore iron a shirt. I'll go to let me start with Helen.
Yeah.
What time do you usually get dressed?
Get dressed. What time? 什么？对啊，什么时候穿衣服？这很
Early in the morning. Phil, do you mean early in the
when
Yes. What time?
in the morning?
So like for me, I usually get dressed at 6 a.m.
6 to 6:30.
Okay. So
Every
we say,
day.
we say I usually get dressed at 6:30 every day.
6:30 every day.
6. Yeah, I get dressed at 6:30 every day.
Good. Okay. Francis, what time do you brush your teeth?
I brush my teeth 3 times one day.
Okay.
The first time is after I get up. The second time is after I'm eating lunch.
Okay.
The third time is before I go to bed.
Okay. So the only thing with that is the second time you can say after I eat lunch.
Yeah, I eat lunch.
Okay.
So we don't need the ing on that. Okay. Zoe, what time do you, this sounds weird. What time do you wash your face?
Morning. Usually, I wash my face and 8 o'clock.
Okay.
In the night.
Okay.
Before my go to bed.
Okay. All right. Can you say wash?
Wash.
Okay.
Wash.
That's better. Before it kind of had that ch sound. Okay.
Wash.
Okay. Let me skip that one for Li Fang. Li Fang, what time do you usually have lunch?
Oh,
What time?
what time?
什么时间？
At noon.
Okay. And we would say I usually have lunch at noon. Li Fang?
I usually have lunch at noon.
I
usually 这一般来说，通常
I usually eat lunch noon.
at noon.
At noon.
Okay.
At noon.
Okay.
At noon.
Good. Okay. Sunny, what time do you start work?
I usually start work at 10 a.m.
Okay. I can ask that same question of Helen. What time do you usually start work?
I start work usually 8 o'clock in
Okay.
the morning.
Okay. Yeah, I know you work a long day. It's like 12 hours.
Yeah, from 8 to 8.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to ask the time on the next one because a lot of them don't necessarily have time. But go back to Sunny.
Hey.
Do you clear the table or does your mom clear the table?
I usually clean the table in the morning. Maybe at 8 a.m.
Okay. All right. And Li Fang, do you do the dishes?
刚才没开车，你现在说一下。
I know
No, I don't do the dishes.
I don't the dishes.
Do the dishes.
Do the dishes.
Okay. Who does the dishes?
Do the dishes.
谁 do the dishes?
My daughter.
My husband.
Okay.
The dish.
Okay. Zoe, do you have a dog?
Sorry,
Do you have a dog?
do you have no?
Okay. That one's yeah, it's gonna be a little tough. Okay.
No, I,
Do you clear the table?
yes,
Okay.
yes. I in my family usually I clean the table.
Okay. Yeah, that's like me. I cook, I clear the table, I did. Okay. Francis, I think I know the answer to this one, but Francis, do you do the dishes?
Of course. I almost do the dishes every day.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Okay. Well, I'll ask you that question anyway. Joseph, do you do the dishes?
I wash the dishes after every meal.
Okay. Before we go to the next page, I'll have one more question on here, but before we go to that, as you know, I have a son. He's 18 years old. Joseph met him last week, and his name is Tim, and Tim is on this very strange schedule. So it's just because it's what his friends do. His friends do the same thing. So Tim usually will get up around 5 o'clock in the afternoon and then go to bed around 8 o'clock in the morning.
Ah,
So it's Chinese time.
Yes, exactly. So I will do the dishes usually in the evening, and when I go to bed, the sink is empty. And when I get up in the morning, I have a lot of dishes to do again because he eats overnight.
So you two are different shift.
Yeah,
different
yeah,
schedule.
yeah. And a lot of younger kids are like that. They now are staying up very late. With COVID, I mean, I was on some of the chat groups for church, and these kids were texting each other at 3 o'clock in the morning. So, all right. Let me go to Joseph. Joseph, what time do you go to bed?
I'm usually go to bed 11.
Okay.
11 o'clock.
AM or PM?
PM.
Okay. Francis, what time do you go to bed?
I usually go to bed before 10 o'clock p.m.
Okay. Zoe, what time do you go to bed?
I usually go to bed 10:30 p.m.
Okay. And Li Fang, what time do you go to bed?
要上床睡觉。
If I go to bed at evening 11.
Okay.
11.
And Sunny, what time do you go to bed?
I usually go to bed at 11 p.m.
Okay. I usually go to bed at 10 p.m.
还加了一个字。
But like I said, I get up early. So different parts of the day, they talked about noon and midnight.
Oh,
And before I go, they don't have it. All right, there's one thing missing here. So we'll start with what they have. You have afternoon, which is usually
早晨的
between, like
嗯
12 p.m. and depending on the time of year, afternoon can be maybe 7 or 8 p.m. It can be maybe 3 or 4 p.m. Dusk is when the sun starts going down. So right now, dusk is around 8:30 at night. So in about an hour, it will be dusk. Evening is between dusk and late evening. So in this case, it'd be 8:30 to maybe 10 or 10:30, and then late evening would be 10:30 to midnight. Now, one thing they don't have on here is dawn, D-A-W-N, and dawn is when the sun first comes up. So right now, dawn is around 5:30 in the morning. So we have, I'll put it in there as first. Dawn, afternoon, dusk,
多哦
evening, late evening.
没对
So I believe it was Helen said she gets up at 6.
6.
Is that
6 is dusk.
that would be dawn.
哦
dawn.
黎明嘛6点
黎明哦
Yeah.
黎明
So
dawn.
Helen could also say, if I asked her, when do you get up? She said, I get up at 6, or I get up at dawn.
嗯，
黎明 6 dawn. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, dawn is not always 6 o'clock. It's just because right now that's about when the sun is starting to come up. So dawn is the opposite of dusk. Here the sun is setting, dawn, the sun is coming up. So right now she gets up at dawn. In about a month and a half, will be in the fall, and she'll be getting up early morning, because it won't be dawn anymore. Dawn will be later. Okay. Any questions on that? Any questions on what dusk, dawn is?
大家有问题吗？ dawn 就是黎明 dusk
黎明
哈就是太阳落下去的那个。
日
黄昏黄昏
黄昏
Eh,
dawn 怎么写 dawn 怎么 how spell dawn 怎么写
D-A,
DAWN
right.
W-N 哦 dawn D-A-W
And one of the, if you ever get this chance, one of the most beautiful things you can do is go to the beach and watch the sunrise at dawn.
下也是
dawn yeah go to beach
Yeah, it's
Dawn.
really,
西桑
是的，我知道黎明，还有一个
okay. So what we're doing here is we're changing the object of the sentence. In this case, we went from I to she. So in this case, when we have I, we say I eat lunch at noon every day. If we're talking about he, she, he or she, we would say she eats. So it says with he, she, and it, add s to the base form, s to eat. I guess you could say, if you're talking about, for example, dogs, it eats lunch every day. It eats lunch at 2 every day, but generally it's going to be he or she. So we have, as examples, you get up at 7, she gets up at 5:30. We start work at 9. He starts. So he or she, we using start, the plural, the S form of it. They leave work at 5 p.m. Rob leaves work at 7 p.m. So if I were talking, for example, of any one of you, I could say, for example, Helen leaves work at 7 p.m. I leave work at 5 p.m. So if we have the name there, we're going to use, if it's one name, we have leaves. If we have two names, so for example, we have Shimei and Li Fang, we'd say Shimei and Li Fang leave
Yeah.
work at
Leaves.
7. So then becomes the singular form, the yes form. How to form the present simple. So we have I, we, they, the verb, and the rest of the sentence, he, she, it, the S form, and lunch at every day. I eat lunch at 2 p.m. every day. You eat lunch at 2 p.m. every day. We eat lunch at 2 p.m. every day. They eat lunch at 2 p.m. every day. He eats lunch at 2 p.m. every day. She eats lunch at 2 p.m. every day. It eats lunch at 2 p.m. every day. So having said all that, and in this case, you don't have to know the exact time. I just want to see that you have the form right. So Helen, when does Sunny eat lunch?
Yes, sorry.
When does Sunny eat lunch?
Oh, I eat lunch at 3 p.m. every day.
Okay. All right. I'll start with that then. All right. So, Sunny, when do you eat lunch?
I didn't eat lunch.
You don't eat lunch?
I eat lunch at 1 p.m. every day.
Okay. Sunny, when does Helen eat lunch?
Helen eats lunch at 3 p.m. every day.
Okay. Li Fang, when do you eat lunch?
I eat lunch at 我不要12点了，有1点吧。1 p.m. every day.
Okay. And Li Fang, when does Sunny eat lunch?
Sunny. No, Sunny.
Oh, Sunny 2点。B East each lunch at 他 Sunny 啊
Sunny 是 1
2点，他说几点啊
1点。
哦1点1 p.m. every day.
Okay.
你的中文，Phil 的中文很标准。
是啊，我在这里瘦了一下，从平常不瘦。有时候俺要是有 Chinese more often.
Yes.
It's an English class.
他说中文比咱说英文都准。
Oh, encourage us. Your Chinese will encourage us to study more.
What's interesting about that is we usually when me and my sons go to Chinatown,
Okay.
we have to use it. Okay. Francis, what time do you get
Yes.
up?
I usually get up at 6:30.
Okay. And what time does Li Fang get up? Oh, sorry. Why am I saying getting up? Let me redo that. Francis, what time do you have lunch?
I often have lunch at noon.
Okay. And when does Li Fang have lunch?
Li Fang has lunch at 1:00 p.m.
Okay. And Joseph, when does Francis have lunch?
She have lunch. It's 2 p.m.
Okay. I was a little off on that. What time do you have lunch?
I have lunch. I have eat. I have lunch. I eat lunch at 3 p.m. every day.
That's late.
离体
Oh,
3
that's
点
right. Joseph told me last week that he only eats 2 meals.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. Okay.
3点
Yeah. All right. But that was like I said, practice for I eat, he or she eats. So we have the I, you, they eat, he, she, it eats. Okay. Oops. Stop. Okay. So let's look at these sentences. We have part of it is right, part of it's wrong. The first example, we have she eats dinner in the evening. They cross out the eat, so it becomes she eats dinner in the evening. So go to Helen.
Yeah.
Number 1, is it he wake up or he wakes up at 7?
He wakes up at 7 o'clock.
Good. And Sunny,
Yeah.
you leave or you leaves home at 8:30?
You leave home at 8:30 a.m.
Okay. And she saw the AM. I didn't even see that. So Li Fang, I start or starts work at 10 a.m.
I start
这不在这上面。
start 是开始
I start
I start 开始干什么呢？
work.
工作
I start work at 8
right at.
o'clock.
So I start work at 10 a.m.
AM.
Okay. Joseph, Ellen get up or
AM
gets up
说
at 5?
Helen gets up at 5 o'clock.
Okay. And Francis, my wife takes a shower in the evening.
My wife takes a shower in the evening.
Okay. And Joseph, I take or takes a shower in the morning.
I take a shower in the morning.
Okay. And Li Fang, my parents eat or eats lunch at 2.
你是说还是 eat
eat
Okay.
eat
So
my parent 是复数嘛 ？My parent 是
复数。My parent
eat.
eat.
That's the
My black.
my parent eat.
My parent eat.
这是在上头的吗？对 my parent eat.
My
okay.
parent eat. 完了lunch at 2 p.m.
Okay. One of the things generally parent refers to two people, parents, sorry. Sometimes we use it in the singular form, parent. And if we're using parents, we use eat, my parents eat. If we're using parent, we would say eats, my parent eats lunch at 2 p.m. So make sure you get that S sound, parents. So my parents.
Parents.
Good, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, and Sunny, we leave. Okay, go ahead.
We leave work at 4 p.m.
Okay, and Helen, my brother works with animals.
My brother works with animals.
Okay. If you remember, there were some pictures above of people doing different activities. So we have, for example, Michael gets up at 7 a.m. In this case, this person is leaving work. So Helen, what word would we put in there?
I leave work.
Good.
At 5:30 p.m.
Okay, and I did not write this, so but,
Phil eats lunch. Phil eats lunch
yes.
at 12:30 p.m.
So Sunny, we have these people here.
We wake up at 8 a.m.
Good. Okay. Another way we can phrase that, frequently do, is we get up at 8 a.m. We wake up, we get up. It's really the same thing.
Get up, yeah.
It can be slightly different. I mean, you can wake up and not get up.
Get up, wake up.
But I don't think you can get up and not wake up. I don't know. Okay. I guess some people can.
Yeah.
So Li Fang.
Okay. So
This man is going to work.
I got here. His son go to work at 5 a.m.
Okay. What they are looking for here is his son starts work at 5. Okay. And
Starts.
Joseph.
Start.
Joseph, now she's leaving, so.
My sister leaving work at 7 p.m.
All right, so we want that S. Leave. We want, my sister leaves work at 7 p.m.
Leaves work.
And Francis.
They eat dinner at 10 p.m.
Okay, and then over here, we're going to do a similar exercise. We're going to take the verb that they gave us.
Santiago.
This case, we're just going to add the S to it. So start with Francis. My son
wakes up at 5 a.m.
Okay. And Joseph.
I leave work at 6:30 p.m.
Good pronunciation on the 30. Li Fang.
We eat breakfast at 8 a.m.
Okay. And Sunny.
Yeah. Power works outside.
Okay. And Helen.
My wife starts work at 7 a.m.
Okay. And then he eats lunch at noon. Okay, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay, so we talked about when you get up. Helen, when do you, maybe I didn't ask this, I'll ask again. Helen, when do you go to bed?
I go to bed 11:30 p.m.
Okay. We just need the at in there. I go to bed at 11:30. Okay. Sunny, when do you go to bed?
I go to bed at 11 p.m.
Okay, and Li Fang, when do you go to bed?
Oh, I go to 11 at 11 p.m.
And Joseph, when do you go to bed?
I go to bed at 11 p.m.
Okay, and Francis, when do you go to bed?
I go to bed before 10 p.m.
Good, okay. And she said before, which is fine. And Shimei, when do you go to bed?
I go to bed at 11 p.m.
Okay. I have to correct that. I go to bed at 11.
Okay, at 11.
Okay. We'll start this. We won't go into a lot of detail, but there are certain words that instead of just adding an S to it, when we're writing, we add the ES. The sound doesn't change. The sound of it doesn't change. It remains that S sound.
写的时候音还是 S.
So, for example, she eats, we have the single S. If I put classes, and I know they'll go into this a little later, but because class ends with an S, to make it plural, we put ES on it, but the sound doesn't change, so it becomes classes. So similar to eats. So like I said, here the S ending are pronounced different ways. Like listen to each different eats. Leaves. So now it becomes like like a Z. And watches. Okay. Eats. Leaves. And watches. So I guess we'll go through this. I'll go through them and then we'll repeat them. Starts. Washes. Okay. Be careful with that SH sound. It's sh. Washes. Watches. Wakes. Goes. Finishes. Leaves. I'm going to try this again. Starts. Washes. Goes. Watches. Finishes. Wakes. Leaves. Okay. Let me go to Francis. Let's try these words.
Starts, washes, watches,
Good.
weeks,
Okay.
goes,
Good.
finishes,
Make sure you get
finishes,
Finish.
finishes,
there. You go. Yeah.
Finishes.
And
Leaves.
leaves.
good. Joseph.
Starts, wash,
Get that S sound. Washes.
washes, watches,
Good.
wakes,
Good.
goes,
Goes.
finishes,
Finish.
leaves,
Leaves.
leaves.
Okay. And Li Fang.
The does. What? Watches.
Okay, again. Shh.
Wash.
Washes.
Wash. Wash. What? Watches.
Wishes.
Goes.
Wash.
Wash.
Good. Yeah. Washes.
Washes.
Good.
Washes. Goes. Finish.
So watches.
Watches. Finish.
Wakes.
Weeks. Left.
Goes.
Goes. Finish.
Finish is.
Finish.
Finishers.
Finish.
And
Finish.
leave.
Finish.
Finish is.
Finish is. Finish. Leaves.
And leaves.
Leaves. Leaves. Leaves.
Sunny.
Yeah. Starts, washers, watchers, weeks, goes, finishers, leaves.
Okay. And Helen.
Stars. Washers. Washers. Watchers. Wakes. Goes. Finishers. Leaves.
Okay. It's 7:56. Like I said, next week we're going to work on visiting a doctor, and I'm going to send you two papers. Let me find them. I want to explain a little bit what we're going to do so that if you want to look at it ahead of time, you can. And why
下
does
礼
that?
拜我们就是学去看医生，这个 Phil 要给我们发2份材料，到时候我们可以先提前看了，也可以等到那个上课的时候再看。
Okay, the first one I'll send is this one here. Let me see if I'm sharing my screen. Am I sharing my screen? And this part is usually what a doctor's office will ask you.
Restrictions. Oh.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of important to understand what they're saying to you. We'll work on this next week. And the other one I'm going to send is different illnesses that you might have. So and how we would express those to a doctor. So for example, we look at this. I have the flu. I am shivering.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'll send those to you. If I put them in the chat, will you get them? Can I upload these to the chat?
Yes.
Okay.
Chat.
This way you can kind of look at them ahead of time, and next week we can go through this. Chat. There we are. Okay, there we are. The network disconnect.
Hey, yeah, you can email us. And you can email to me. I can send to the chat,
Okay.
to the WeChat. Or,
All right, I'll do that then. Yeah, every time I do this, I get a network message. So, all right. So next week we'll work on that. Like I said, I think it's a good topic to talk about. And it's really important because sometimes doctors ask you things that you're not sure of. All right. Anybody have any questions?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So
Have a good
I'll.
night.
Bye bye.
bye.
All right.
Have a good
Bye.
night.